First of all, welcome Professor Eunice to Nepal. Let me shortly describe about you. You are the Vice Chancellor and the Principal of the University of Chester, the first woman to hold a role in the Chester's University's history. It's really a matter of pride. Since January 2020, you have been serving as the Chief Executive responsible for overall leadership, strategy delivery and academic quality across the institution. So first of all, let me ask you, what motivated you to enter the higher education leadership?
Well, I loved lecturing in my subject area. I'm an ecologist, a conservationist by background, and I enjoyed the whole of the higher education experience. So being a teacher, being a supervisor of research was very interesting. But then I realized I was quite good at managing and coordinating. So eventually I got opportunities to become a dean, and that's an important role. And then I became a pro-vice chancellor, which is not a level I think you have in Nepal. It's a bit like the registrar, and then I became a deputy vice chancellor, then vice chancellor, in 6 different institutions over my career.
Okay, now let's talk about your Nepal's visit.
Yes.
What has impressed you most about Nepal during your visit so far?
So many things. The geography, of course. We've been near the mountains. We've also seen the national park in Chitan, which was wonderful. But the people, the hospitality, and also I think the interest in education, which for me as an educator is a pleasure to come to a country where they value education and they are supporting their citizens to be educated. I think that's a fantastic thing.
Okay. What is the purpose of your visit to Nepal, and why is Nepal an important partner for the University of Chester?
Well, it's becoming a very important partner for Chester because we came here to inaugurate a centre which is looking at public health data, and it's called the Evidence Synthesis Centre, which means it is bringing together, or hoping to bring together, public health data from across the country. How will it do that? Well, it has a fellowship, a new fellowship of 29 fellows from all different backgrounds in public health, right across Nepal. And we met with them on Friday and had a fantastic event at Kathmandu University Medical School. Fantastic event. And the Vice Chancellor and Registrar were there, some senior officials from government and NGOs, and all these new fellows and some public health students. So it was a terrific event. And we inaugurated this centre, which really marks the beginning of the programme, funded by British Academy in the first instance. If the programme is a success, if it really brings together information from so many different areas of Nepal to address public health issues, then I'm sure we will get funding to go on and make it a big success.
Okay, how can collaboration between the UK and Nepali institutions help strengthen research and innovation in developing countries like Nepal?
Well, the Evidence Synthesis Centre is a great example where it brings people together for training. But there are also opportunities in other areas such as science, the environment. So people who've done PhDs overseas or people who've done PhDs here, we need to network them more strongly between the institutions in the UK and Nepal to share knowledge, because this is a two-way conversation about knowledge share. It's not all from one country to another, it's between the countries. We will strengthen our innovation.
Okay, many Nepali students choose the UK for higher education. And what makes the University of Chester an attractive destination for them?
Oh, we have about 100 Nepalese students, and I'm hoping to meet a couple of alumni today in the evening and their parents, and also our recruitment partners and our research partners. We're hoping to get together for a very nice event this evening. And I think it's a lovely university city. It's a very historic city, so thousands of years of history in one place. It's in beautiful countryside, but it's very near big cities like Manchester, Liverpool, but it's cheaper to live in Chester, and it's a more friendly city. In a year of study from abroad, you could get to know the city and really enjoy your experience. Feel like you've learned a lot about the UK and experienced a lot of the UK. And it's a very good quality, student-focused education, which will take you a long way in your employment.
Obviously, and you are such a lovely visage of that university.
Yes.
It's really nice.
Yes.
Okay, let me move forward. Are there any specific scholarship or financial support schemes available for Nepali students?
Well, we're considering that. That's one of the things we were thinking about when we get back from this visit, because this is my first visit, so I'm quite excited to be here. But my colleagues are much more experienced, visited many times, particularly Professor Dr. Padam Sinkada, who has led the Evidence Synthesis Centre project, and also is now this afternoon working on a big longitudinal study project. So we will go back and consider whether we should be doing perhaps merit-based scholarships, which are academic level scholarships, or ones focused on particular subject areas like public health.
Okay. What advice would you give to Nepali students who want to study in the UK but are concerned about cost and visa processes?
Oh yes, well, cost, at Chester we are moderate cost, medium cost. We're not the most expensive because we want to focus on the student experience and the quality of so we managed to keep the fees a little bit more fairer level than some universities. But the visas, that's such a great question. So the UK government is very preoccupied with immigration, and you'll have read that in the newspapers, and they try and limit the number of visas for students sometimes, but not so much from Nepal. It's from other countries. I think they've done more of a limitation of visa. So if you want to come and study in the UK, you must be genuinely interested in studying. You must know a lot about the institution you've applied to. So why have you chosen it? What were the reasons? What's so great about the course that you want to study? And you have to know all the detail of the course, all the details. So the names of the different units and modules, who might teach you, everything about the course, because the UK government will ask you those questions, and the reason they ask you is to make sure you are a genuine applicant, yes? That you're not just travelling to the UK for another purpose like work or travel or enjoyment. You're actually wanting to study, and that's why they're so careful now on the visas. You must learn everything about your study programme before you enter the visa process.
Are there any specific plans for the academic partnerships or joint programs between the University of Chester and Nepal universities?
Yes, certainly. So the first place we visited, Chittagong Medical College. We will be doing some allied health programs with them, very exciting. They've got lovely facilities. Then we went to Pokhara and met the Vice Chancellor and Registrar and senior team there to discuss a broader range of programs. And Kathmandu University, we're focused first on the public health programs, but potentially other areas. And I've just been to Global College this morning, where we're looking at law as one of the possibilities, but also several other potential routes. And I think there'll be a lot of opportunity for Chester because it is a very historic institution, but it became a university itself in 2005. So it's very in tune with the emerging strength of the universities in Nepal. We are developing our strength at the same time as your institutions are doing so.
What inspired the University of Chester to explore deeper engagement in Nepal? And how do you see this partnership aligning with the global strategy?
Overall strategy for our university is talking of citizen students. Yes, that's what our name of our strategy is. What we mean by that is we're trying to get our students to think more broadly than just their subject area. What type of professionals do they want to be in their discipline? What type of citizen do they want to be? And I think that's very parallel with a lot of the thinking in Nepal at the moment. You've got lots of interesting challenges, and so have we back in the UK. And now we're talking increasingly of global citizens. Because in the university itself we have in Chester 123 countries represented in the student body. But interestingly, we're becoming more concerned about in-country education rather than everybody coming to the UK. We want to strengthen the institutions in their own country, so students would study here on some of Chester's programs, and that's called transnational education. And we think that's an extremely encouraging, positive move for our international strategy, and it seems to align really well with the Nepali universities.
Okay. Would the University of Chester be open to co-developing new programs tailored to Nepal emerging industry needs?
Yes, that's a great proposal, and that's exactly what we're thinking of doing, because co-development would strengthen the programs. So I think both parties already have strong academic offerings in key areas: environment science, social sciences, particularly medicine. But if we put together the teams developing them and made it very relevant to Nepal, still with some quality assurance from the University of Chester, that would be a very strong offering, very strong.
How can University of Chester and Nepali institutions collaborate to enhance research culture, innovation and industry engagement in Nepal?
I think it's looking at who's currently doing research degrees. So I met some fantastic Masters of Public Health and Global Health students in Kathmandu University. They were inspiring students. So you already have some fantastic people coming through the research profession. I think the challenge now is to develop the projects so that they can fulfill their potential and they don't have to go to another country to progress their qualifications. So from masters, where do they get the opportunities to do the PhDs? Are there enough PhDs available in Nepal, or do they have to go abroad? Yes, so I think the government should be thinking with universities as how to strengthen the research capacity of your population, because you have great talent coming forward. You just need to maximize it.
What opportunity, furthermore you have already told more about it, but also in clear, what opportunity could this collaboration create for student mobility, international exposure and global career pathways?
Well, global career pathways would be very enhanced by joint publications. So I was impressed again with some of your students already publishing even at a master's degree level. That's better than a lot of students in other places. So imagine if they could do that with international names on the papers. Yes, that's a big benefit to their career path. So I would say, think about collaborators, think about building a strong research network yourself as an individual researcher, include people from different countries and try and co-publish.
Okay, how can you ensure that students in Nepal receive the same academic standards and learning experience as those studying in the UK?
How can you ensure? Well, we have very strong quality assurance processes in the UK, but absolutely people would have to visit from the UK and the Nepali staff would have to come to the UK to compare standards and to agree on a joint board of examiners to look at all the quality. And I tell you why that's particularly challenging now is with AI, judging whether the work is actually the student's work or have they used AI too much? Because at Chester we are encouraging the use of AI in assignment, but we encourage the students to make it really clear how they've used it, what they learnt from using it, what were the benefits and disadvantages, because in their career they will use AI. So we can't ignore it. But at the same time, our assignments jointly would need to test that particular student, not just, I produced an essay using a machine, yeah, and it's not gone through my brain, yeah.
Okay. Where do you see this partnership to the next 5 to 10 years, and what would success look like for both institutions?
Gosh, that's a great question. In 5 years, we will have a strong network of partners in Nepal, and we will have decided between us our priorities for the in-country education, and then we would have somehow raised the funds to allow staff to travel backwards and forwards a little bit, yeah, to strengthen the connections and to understand each institution very well, because it's quite hard just on a remote meeting to understand what a particular institution, a university or college is actually like. It's good to visit and spend time with the faculty in each place.
Okay, nice. We are almost at the end of our discussion, so at last, how do you see the future of Nepal-UK cooperation in higher education?
I think it's very strong. I think the British Council would be very keen to promote more. So we will be trying to deepen the relationship. I think it's going to be very positive indeed going forward. We have a lot of priorities that we share and a lot of joint history to make the most of.